Devstream, 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 just making stranger and stranger sounds as I go. Maybe I should have a Discord just about my dev stuff for all 0 viewers that I get for dev streams. I, spurred on by a ticket on the TransAVormer GitHub, which was the tickets are called issues, but I don't like that because it discourages people from just asking questions, and I think asking questions is great. So I'm going to make an actual player. I'm going to make a video player that works in TransAVormer. So rather than a transcoder, what here is actually in the repo? Okay, so I've got a bunch of test files that aren't in the repo. Fine, that's not a big deal. And I've got my favorite false video. Maybe I'll install mplayer just because I'm so accustomed to using my shortcut for that. That means the error tracking issues. Could not intentionally create that effect if I wanted to. It's so good. Anyway. You know what? I am going to install mplayer. I'm just so accustomed to it. I need it. I need the mplayer. Wonder when the last time there was an actual release of mplayer was. I get the feeling it's one of those things that never changes but does get the occasional maintenance release, so probably it's like 2019 or something. Oh, look at, never mind. It's 1.5 plus SVN, so it's the opposite kind. It never gets a release, but it does get the occasional repository thing. Okay, anyway. So let's start from transcode. Obviously, for a player, there's just going to have to be a web page. Well, obviously, I mean, you could build a player out of anything, but as I need something to build it out of, let's go ahead and stick a canvas here. I will start, yeah, let's go with 640 by 360. Ultimately, I'll just change it to whatever it needs to be. I need an ID for that. And this is quite important. I need a I need a player, which means I need an audio context, and I need this is my own piece of software, WeSound. Just because it's my own piece of software doesn't mean I can remember what it's called. For the time being, I'm not testing seeking, so I should be able to just use that. Nope, not that. Okay, so let's see here. If we do get a file. So what I'm going to do, like this is, I'm creating the sort of joist around this so that I can then create the actual like thing I need. Notice I've got all this canvas crap already here because I was I was doing a similar thing for testing the seeking. Yeah, this is close to what I need, but not what I need. What I'm going to need ultimately is a new like normalizer that puts the video. In fact, since I know exactly what I need, I'm just gonna start working on it. I'm gonna start from normalizer, and what I need is a like playable normalizer. Let's just call it a play normalizer. Basically, I need something to normalize in the sense of make it playable, make it, like, put it in a good format for actual playback. And precisely what that means is going to depend on exactly what format they're already in. So this is just going to be a frame stream. Really can't be a pointer stream for playback. Fine. Fine. It is, like, the reason I started with normalizer is obviously it's going to look pretty similar. Why is this so weird? Oh, I see. Okay, I'm gonna just ignore that for the moment and then maybe decide that I need it later. Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna need a I'm gonna need a filter graph. Gonna need a filter graph. That's gonna be annoying. I'm not playing any music. No wonder everything seems so very silent right now. Okay, video frames though are already playable, so I just need to stick it right back. Dot format. So if it's already float 32 planar, then we just need to reframe it. You know what, actually, reframing it is the job. Yeah, okay. Reframe, wait. data to LA frame of that, and then if LA frame dot format is not equal to what is LAWC? Oh yeah, the LAWC is libav web codec. I don't know why it thinks that's unavailable. AV sample format AV sample format float planar. Okay, if it's not the format we actually want it in, this is where I'm going to want a helper function, because I'm also going to need this for the case where it already is libav. Don't really need this helper function at all. Let's see, I'm still going to want the index, but I will also want the frame, which has to already be a frame. Going to need this. I'm not going to need filter graphs for video conversion. I'm just going to use software scaler directly, actually. Just convert them to RGBA. It'll be faster. So this is actually going to be a record from number to number. And then I need buffer source and buffer sync. Filter graph for IDX, if that hasn't already been defined. Let me think here. Wait. What do I name it? Just LA, okay. FF filter. Init filter graph, that's the one. Filter description, input, output, that's it. Filter description is just a null, well, I guess a resample. It will figure out the resampling on its own, but it is harmless to explicitly put a resample filter in there. Audio is the default, but I feel that it's clearer to make that explicit. Okay, so let's see here. sample format is frames format. The the input frame size doesn't matter. The output frame size doesn't matter either. The sample rate is the frame sample rate. The channel layout is the frames channel layout. Do I recall having to do something funky with the channel layout here? Yeah, okay. I don't like doing that, of all things, repeatedly, but don't really know where to centralize that behavior. Do I know where to centralize that behavior? Yes, I know exactly where to centralize that behavior. That should be here. That should be a libav static. There's certainly nothing called the FF channel layout, right? Yeah. Let's go ahead and document that. Wait, are those not documented? They should be. Oh, they're just not named how I thought. They're named I-64. Duh, of course they're named I-64. Where would the I-32 be coming from? There we go. From I don't like this inconsistency, but like this is my naming standard, and this is FFmpeg's naming standard, and this, given that it is sort of FFmpeg specific behavior, even though it's not technically an FFmpeg function, feels like I should name it using their standards. FF channel layout. So a frame is anything that has optional channel layout as a number and optional channels as a number, which means it's literally anything, actually. If I only give it optional fields, that just means throw anything in here and I'll give you some kind of answer. Brilliant. You know what? So long as I'm at it... Oops. is equally dire sometimes to get the channel count out. No, you don't. No, you don't. This is ES5. Stick a comment here just to say that 4 is mono. Channels layouts. Hell. But in the interim, I'm going to continue what I was doing before. Frame size doesn't matter. Everything else is video stuff. The sample format, this is the important part. I want this to change. Float P, please. And everything else can... Oh. The sample rate should change. I should ask for a sample rate. Because if it's supposed to be for playback, then I need to know what the playback sample rate is. Which means that here, that's not actually good enough. There we go. I think the only other thing, I guess I didn't specify the time base. It is at worst harmless to specify the time base. Right, so time base here will just be the same. I should explicitly specify the channel layout just to make it clear that it's the same. I mean, it'll just be the same by default otherwise. Frame size doesn't matter, just for playback. Okay. Okay. source. Oh, wait. Yeah, the way I'm writing this is assuming that it's just going to be one-to-one, but of course it's not going to be one-to-one, so I need this to do the actual pushing. Filter multi. Source sync. Oh, I need a frame pointer, right. Let me correct some of this stuff real quick. This component name is a play normalizer, not plural. FF alloc. FF frame alloc? No, it's AV frame alloc. Okay, source sync frame input configuration. Source sync frame input frame. Naming multiple things frame doesn't cause any confusion, does it? And I shouldn't need any additional configuration just for this. I guess I could end up with extra stuff in the buffer that didn't quite go through, but just for playback, I don't feel like that's that important, so I'm not going to worry about that. Push. Stream index is this index, and that is the frame. In which case this actually can be a const. Otherwise, it is already correct, so we just stick it right on out frames. Thinking. Okay, so otherwise, Okay, so now it's definitely a libav frame. Let's see, so if dot dot I don't remember how he, oh yeah, it's video if it has a width. Okay, so okay, so here's the complexicon. Video frames are already displayable. Audio data needs to be planar floating point. Otherwise, it's already in a libav format. If that's a libav video format, then I need to get it out of libav. I want to make it a video frame because video frames are always automatically displayable, but this browser might not actually have video frames. So, if this browser does have video frames, then this is relatively easy. Await VF, what am I doing? Dot LA frame to video frame from hello 480i. Welcome to 1995. God, you just made me think, like, I wonder how, because I never think about interlacing when I'm thinking about, yep, NTSC. I never think about interlacing because I hate it. But I, like, my entire, like, empire of web video software, I don't think I have once considered that any interlaced stuff might come into it. It should all work. It's just that it'll, it'll still be, interlaced. Countage, huh? Is that a bot that does that? Okay, everything else should be fine. So let's go ahead and say yes, I want you to have this. Outstanding. I did implement that, if I recall, but it was I think I on April 1st activated it. Okay, so now that's already a video frame. So that's the best case. And the issue is, if I can't use a video frame, then I'm stuck with image bitmap. Image bitmap is kind of fine, except that it needs to be RGBA. Hello, Van Whitman. This is a popular stream. Right, okay, and if I need it to be RGBA, then I'm going to need a software scaler. So I'm going to need yet another one of these. And I'm also going to need another frame. I'm going to need a frame out. this should be the only case where I need a software scaler, so I'm happy to just embed that here. SWS, get context, source width, source height, source format, dest width, dest height. God, it's backwards. The software scaler was actually written by a different person than pretty much all of the rest of libav, and it gets the order backwards. Destination is always first in C. Dest width, dest height, dest format. Flags, I shouldn't need anything. Filter, I certainly don't need anything. There are two filters. Parameters, I don't need anything. So, source, dest, 4 zeros. Technically speaking, I should maybe do the same check I did here, where, like, if it's already in the right format, then who cares? But who the hell is playing video that's in RGBA? I'm just going to assume that that simply doesn't occur. Pix format, RGBA. That's the one. 0000. TransAVormer is a system for unifying many of my various web multimedia stuff to just give a generic, like, transform X into Y. So, for example, you can, I will look at, I'll look at the transcoder. You can say, like, just give me a muxer to Matryoshka with an encoder for VP8 and Opus from whatever this is. Just figure it out, and it will, like, figure out what demuxer it needs, what... So it is usually a converter, but since I'm making a player right now, which is, I mean, arguably that's converting a file into images and sound. So it really just does all forms of transformations, whether they are conversions or extraction or encoding. It is a TransAVormer. It is a transformer for audio-video stuff. Okay, so now we have our software scaler. Right, and I need another frame too. These are all number indexed, so I don't need to worry about that. Church of WebB to the comments. Sure, let's say that, Van Whitman. I don't know if I would use it for WebP, WebP being an image format, but but it can be used for that. Okay. Now, SWS, no, not this. SWS scale frame. Context. Oh, and this one has the destination first. Why is it inconsistent? That's very strange. Copy in frame. I don't remember whether copy in actually unrefs. The answer is that it doesn't. I'm so confused because there's all this unreffing up here, but I don't seem to have done it correctly in the default case. That's odd. Okay. Copy in the libav frame. Do the conversion. Maybe check for errors in the future, but I don't care. And then copy out frame video image data. Oh, it's an image data, not an image bitmap. And then the thing we are actually going to put into the stream let me suddenly think very carefully about this. What I need is an essentially invented... Okay, here's what I'm going to do. This is going to be very wackadoodle, but technically, LA Frame's data type is any, because it's so diverse. So, I'm just going to stick it into the frame as it is already natively there, which is more than a little bit wackadoodle, but it will have this nice actually works property that I enjoy. Doesn't image bitmap... Can't you create an image bitmap from an image data? Isn't that the entire point? Or should I just be using image data? Image data. I'm so confused. Create image data. Yeah, put it. Okay, you can just use put image data. Okay. So maybe I just want an image data, not an image bitmap. Maybe I'm imagining things. But I thought... Okay. I thought draw image only took an image bitmap, not an image data. Image bitmap, yeah, you can't use it. So for consistency, so that I can have a video frame or an image bitmap, I actually need an image bitmap. So how do I make one? Okay. Everything else should be fine. Otherwise, what we have is an audio frame. Only took us infinity billion years to get to this point. And this is going to have, you know what, given that I need this check as well, I'm going to take this, and I'm going to put this check into that function. Obviously, the sort of opposite of this check. So if it's already float, and its sample rate is already the desired sample rate, then we just keep it, and that's that. Oops. Okay. And that makes this exceedingly simple. Ah. I hate that this editor does that. Okay, so video frame is complicated. Audio frame is actually even more I was going to say audio frame is less no, it's even more complicated. Don't need this anymore, obviously. That was just the old case. How do I usually clean up after myself? I think the answer is stupidly. So let's see if I have like an encoder, for example. Do I just clean up when I end the stream? FrameUF. Yes. Oh, that's right. Oh, okay. Actually, this isn't bad at all. I've got a set of destructors. That's exactly how it should work. But in this case, I don't think that is the way this should work. Okay, so I don't have a per se end there, which means I actually do need to just handle this by... Yeah, okay, so I need to handle it here, basically. Frame free, this dot frame, and this dot out frame, and this dot filter graph, wait, ff free, ff filter graph free, is that what ff, oh that's right, you just av filter graph free, SWS, la.sws, free context. Like, even the naming convention is like different in Software Scalar. It's just so obvious that it was made by somebody different. SWS at that index. That should be it. Now, just need to be able to actually make it. I'm going to need the init type for it. Be perfectly inconsistent in how I name this. Interface, init, playback, normalizer, play normalizer, input has to be a frame stream, and you need to specify the sample state, apparently, the sample rate. It's just plain mandatory. Init, yes, there's a frame stream, playback normalizer. In Formatian. Okay. The playback normalizer will not be entirely dissimilar from that. Yeah, without the sample rate, I can't do that, so. If we somehow end up in, well, we can't end up in that situation, it's a long story short, so just ignore that. Playback normalizer, then you will get a frame stream. Pnorm dot playback normalizer dot build, which I probably have not updated correctly. In fact, I definitely haven't updated correctly, but let me finish what I was doing here first. Build encoder. No, that's right. Right, there is no pointer version of a playback normalizer because you can't play back pointers. In spite of what I wrote here, this is very much not a libav frame stream, it's just any frame stream. This is a playback normalizer. In this case, that shouldn't be necessary. Okay. Let's see how close we are. Not very, I'm betting. Well, you should be, Rubber Ducks Van Webben, but you're not doing a lot of talking back. Wait, Rubber also don't talk back. Where did I go wrong here? The hell? How? Oh, there did I go wrong here. Basically, this is part of a strategy I call radical openness. I want the software I make to be even more open source by just being like constantly out there in the entire development process. And, you know, sometimes it's nobody gives a shit, and that's fine. But no video of it. No video of what? There's video. You're experiencing the video of this. The baby in it. The baby in it. What? To 3 arguments. Build play normalizer. What? It certainly should. Well, you know what? I will check that. I will probably forget to check that after. Oh. I had that on the same line. I didn't even notice it was there. All of these should, like, the recording should be public. It's possible that, like, at some point I made a mistake and something got set to unlisted or something, and now they're all unlisted. That would be a mistake. Oh, wait. If you open this channel, but you're on Twitch. Yeah. So Twitch is Twitch. I also have a YouTube channel of this, and they're all on there. Just look for YawWeaselDev. I think it's youtube.com/@YawWeaselDev. Why do I think? Ah, there we go. Oh. Frames.push stream frame. Oh, I see. Because it doesn't actually know that this is, for realsies, a... what are my options? Web codecs. Yeah, this is a web codec stream frame. YawWeaselDev just means YawWeasel deity. In Sanskrit. Well, that fits the theme, doesn't it, Van Whitman? What the? That was just silliness. Okay, and this is the same madness. So out frames. Oh. Did I leave? No, that's... Why does it think? Ah. In almost exactly an hour, I got that written, but does it work? Probably not. Sample rate, new audio context. audio context sample rate. I did not get the context. That's rather important. Oh, I did get the context. I'm going to move this up here just for consistency's sake. You know what? Let's just go with this for the moment. Yeah, this is a wildly incomplete player. I haven't even bothered with the I haven't bothered with the Oops. I haven't even bothered with the audio yet, but that's fine. Let's test this in Chrome, where I will have full web codec support. I really, at this point, just want to see if, like, this remotely holds itself together, whether anything happens. Because there's a distinctive possibility that the answer is no. That's the one. Audio code or audio... Okay, whatever. I'm not even handling the audio context right now, so that's just confusing myself. I forget how you set the audio context. That is working. Yep. It obviously didn't scale it down to the size of the canvas because I haven't bothered with that yet, but that is absolutely 100% working. Why is the... oh yeah, let's just stick it on a new line so it doesn't look quite so stupid. Alright, it is at least, you know, not entirely busted. So, obviously I haven't tested most of this yet, but I think it is adequate for me to commit what I've got. I'll add this testing code. Don't add this testing code either. What the hell is this? Add what? That, I mean, yep, you know what programming is, man. There you, now you understand. Add that. I think that is sufficient progress that next time I do a TransAVormer stream, I will get a full working player with audio playback and video that's synchronized to the audio, and the whole works. The whole jam jamboree. Stream over.